Hey guys, these are just examples of the basic derivative rules, and in this video I'm just going to be looking at the constant multiple, power rule, and sum rule. So we're going to be taking the derivative of these four functions, and remember I have a very specific set of rules that I want to use here, so that's going to guide how we approach the problem. So, great way to use this video. This is a really great way to quiz yourself actually to make sure you've got the basic idea. Or if there's one that you want to see specifically, you can of course just forward the video to that. But I highly recommend actually pausing this and quizzing yourself. And hit play when you're ready. Okay, so let's start with A here. I've got 5x to the 7th minus 3x to the 5th plus pi x squared. So this is really just all power rule and constant multiple rule. So to show you the steps that go into this, so for this first one, I'll bring the 7 down, and then I need to subtract 1 from it. And then this one, I'm going to bring the 5 down, and once again, I'm going to subtract 1 from it. And then this one, this is going to be pi times 2x. Once again, I subtract 1 from that. So all I have to do then is just multiply all of these constants together. So I get 35x to the 6th minus 15x to the 4th plus 2 pi x. Okay, so moving on to the next one. So this one has slightly different looking exponents. So one thing I just want to point out here is that a lot of times people will rewrite stuff like the square roots as their rational exponent form. So that's the way that you obviously want to think about this when you need to use the power rule. So now if we take the derivative of this, so I've got, first things first, the derivative of 3x to the negative 5th. So I bring the negative 5 down, and remember you're subtracting 1 from negative 5, so the new exponent here is going to be negative 6. Now for this next one, so remember this is really x to the 1/2, so I've got the 2 here, I bring down the 1/2, and then I subtract 1 from 1/2, so this is going to be negative 1/2. Okay, so moving on to this part here, so I got 1/2 x to the 9/5. So I leave the 1/2 alone, and then I multiply that by bringing the 9/5 down, and then I have to subtract 1 from 9/5. So 9/5 minus, we'll really say 5/5. This comes out to 4/5. And then finally for this last one, this is going to look kind of awkward, but pi is a number, right? So we bring the pi down, and then this will be x to the pi minus 1. So now I just have to kind of clean this up and simplify. So this is going to be negative 15 x to the negative 6 minus x to the negative 1/2 plus 9 over 10 x to the 4/5 plus pi x to the pi minus 1. Now, some instructors might want you to actually write this in fractional form or the square root. Personally, if you're one of my students, I don't really care. Sometimes homework systems can get upset about that, so just things to think about when you're working through this. Okay, so moving on to C here. So this one looks like a fraction, x to the 5th minus 3x squared minus 5, all of that over x squared. However, the point of this video is to actually just use the constant multiple, power, and sum rule. So we have options. You could technically use the quotient rule here. However, what I want to do is I actually want to simplify this so that I can use the desired rules. So one route you can take with this would be to simplify like this. So what you actually are taking the derivative of then is x to the 3rd minus 3 minus 5x to the negative 2nd. So personally, I think it's much simpler to take the derivative of than having to use a quotient rule. But sometimes, it just kind of depends on the problem how you want to simplify it. All right, so the derivative here then is going to be 3x squared. The minus 3 will drop out because it's a constant. And then this will become, let's see, this will actually become plus 10 because you've got negative 5 here times negative 2, x to the negative 3rd because you subtract 1 from the exponent. So that would be your derivative in this case. And now for this final one, so technically you could use the product rule here, but again, just because of what the goal with this video was to use a certain set of rules, we're actually going to go ahead and multiply everything together. So if I multiply everything together, I get 10x squared plus 5x minus 8x minus 4. So this will be 10x squared minus 3x minus 4. And so then if I take the derivative of that, this one's nice and straightforward. So this is just going to be 20x minus 3, and that's your derivative. So that covers the examples in this video. If you have other questions, I do have other videos. If you are looking for more of an explanation of how the rules work, I have a video on that. So I have lots of videos for you to explore. Please check them out. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.